Arkansas shoots 2 free throws in the first 38 minutes of this basketball game, but gets the job done and stretches the win streak to 5 as they defeat the Ole Miss Rebels at Ole Miss 64-55. This is Arkansas basketball recap. I'm Daniel Price. That's Jacob Price. Well, this was an interesting one. I guess first we should say 5 wins in a row. I like it. Let's keep doing that. Any road win in the SEC is nothing to sort of take for granted. You are talking about a team that just beat Florida 48 hours ago, and so you're glad that's not you. And so you got to take it. There was a lot of really good performances, I thought, in this game, but it was a weird game to watch. I'm not sure if it was the way they had the microphones set up in the arena or what, but I'm like, is there anyone at this game?
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt like the whole game felt really strange. Like, I mean, now maybe Ole Miss isn't.
Ole Miss fan base. What are you guys doing?
I mean, I guess it is like, I mean, Ole Miss isn't like famous for having the best basketball fans ever, and it's a Wednesday night. Their it's pretty. Their season is pretty much. I mean, they know what it is. They're not that great, and they're not going to make the tournament, and or unlikely unless they win the SEC tournament or something. But so I don't think there was a lot of people there, but it did feel like me, especially there at the beginning when it was still close.
It was close for a while. I mean, like I was like, where's your fans at? Like, get into the. I noticed it particularly in a couple of times where Arkansas. So early on, that 1-3-1 zone really bugged Arkansas. It bugged them in the sense they turned the ball over because there's people in the passing lanes, which a zone will do.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, really was irritating for Arkansas because they wanted to get downhill with no take. They wanted to get to the foul line. I mean, we lead the country in free throws made, and we're like second in the country in free throws attempted. And when a team's playing zone like that, like we just weren't getting into the teeth of the defense. We were passing the ball around, and they were guys in the passing lanes, and that resulted in some like live ball turnovers, which we don't do a lot of, but we did actually quite a bit of this game, especially in the first half, which led to like run out dunks and stuff when the game is close. And you didn't feel like the fans, you didn't feel like the arena, like if that had happened, if stuff like that happens at Bud Walton, do the fans let you know about it?
Well, especially because there was two really, really nice dunks that came at a moment where it's perfect for your crowd to get into because you've been, we were up by not a lot, but like maybe 5-6 points. It was like, I don't know, it was like 11-4 or something like that. And then in some time period, like they were, like one of the dunks brought them within like 1 or something like that. Like it's mounting a little bit of a comeback, and you get a guy putting in a windmill dunk, and it's like, and it was like so muted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, maybe it was the way the mics were set up in the broadcast or something. I don't know, but there was another backdoor alley-oop dunk where it's like, man, that's bringing the roof down in Bud Walton if that kind of thing goes down on. So don't know what that was about, but it did make the atmosphere, like it made the game feel less intense. Like even when it was close, because this game was close for the first 30 minutes of this game was a close game.
Yeah,
but it didn't feel like an intense game, and that has to do with atmosphere.
Yeah, and I mean, but even the players, like, it didn't get chippy at all.
Well, I think a lot of that goes to the fans and stuff. Like
it didn't look like that people weren't playing hard. I wouldn't say that the guys looked like they were not playing hard, but it definitely, honestly, I hate to say, but like it felt kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, even though, like I said, it was weird because it was a close game. It's on the road. You're winning by a little, and it should be exciting. But it just felt like.
Did you ever feel like Arkansas was going to lose this game?
No. Which is weird considering, just 3 or 4 weeks ago how I felt like we were going to lose every game potentially. You know what I mean?
There was not a moment in this game from the tip, like 3 minutes in this game, I didn't feel like I never felt like we were losing the game. Even when they got down to 1 and stuff, I just never felt like we were going to lose the game, which is good. It's good to have that feeling back because it means that you're confident in the way the team is playing. Um, I mean, I will say that like 0 free throws in the first half.
So weird.
Arkansas is that needs to be something that we do. It is a way that we get points. And if teams are going to throw zone at us, which I think this is not the last time a team is going to throw a zone at us, and this 1-3, I mean, someone's going to look at that and be like, that didn't work terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure out a way to attack. You can still attack a zone and get fouled, but you have to be ready to kind of do it. I think there was, I think that Arkansas did a lot of really good things. I thought Note played great. I thought Jalen Williams continued playing great. He was awesome. I like even early you saw them. I like trying to run some offense through him on the block and in the high post, which they were doing on purpose. It didn't work every time or anything, but I like the idea, and so I hope that continues. You just got to kind of work on that and figure it out. But I saw there was some intentionality to get Williams the ball in scoring or passing positions. Williams is now drawing double teams, which is only a good thing.
Right.
So Williams is
Mm-hmm.
starting to draw double teams in the paint with the ball. That is wonderful for everybody else because he has no problem passing the ball. And he was not drawing double teams earlier in the year. He is now. That's great because that means you can run some offense through that because he's an extremely willing passer. So that's great. I love that Jalen Williams is feeling insulted when they leave him open and he's starting to shoot. I have to believe that that's something Musselman told him to do to start shooting
Mm-hmm.
that ball. It looks good. By the way, Jalen Williams is going to be a beast in the upcoming years if he starts knocking down threes at even like a 33% clip. I don't know what you're going to do anymore. Like he becomes a massive problem. Now he's throwing ball fakes and putting the ball on the deck and going. He actually handles the ball remarkably well for a 6'10" guy too. So you got to be worried that he's going to go around you, take it right to the cup.
Well, if he gets much better offensively, like if he starts to really get a deadly shot and starts to work on his footwork moving towards the basket, I mean, he has the potential because of his passing ability and his natural gift for seeing the court
and
to be.
then great defender, blocks, taking charges. I mean, at that point, you're like, this guy does everything.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be this guy, but I'm saying he has the potential at the college level to be a kind of player like Joker in the NBA, where like you're the big man, but you're also the center point of the offense. I
Well,
mean, like I
he
said, he's
could.
not there now, but
I
he
think
could be.
Yeah, I think he's like obviously a lesser version of that. He almost feels like right now, like almost like the role that Draymond Green plays, for the Warriors.
Mhm.
And if his offense develops, it'll be like Draymond Green if he had a more versatile offensive game, right? But that's what it kind of feels like. He's the one that helps break the press and stuff. He's the guy. The ball's in his hands a ton, and that's a good thing. So Note played great. Jalen Williams played great. Trey Wade played
Great.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. He played perfect. I mean, like that's exactly what you want from Trey Wade. I mean, you don't even have to get as many points as you got from him. But Trey Wade, we've been saying it for a little while here. I like Trey Wade on the floor. He did all the. I mean, his stat line. He had 12 points tonight. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, and he was just in the right spots. Knocked down some threes. He played
My
great.
favorite thing that he did all night was, I think it was Note, but somehow one of our guards, I think it was Note, got switched onto their big man, and I think it was on a screen that made Wade have to guard up top, and they were trying to press that advantage and just dump the ball down in the post because their big man had a guard on him, and they went to throw that lob in, and Wade just volleyball spiked it back to him,
Yeah.
and then I think he had to throw up a jump shot, but just his ability to like kind of notice that's what they're trying to do, and I'm not going to let you take advantage of that. I love that. Yeah,
Like
honestly,
seems to be in the doghouse. Like that dude came in the game and then made like like a pass that I wouldn't have made. And I'm not a good passer. And like you're like, yo, dude, you can't. What is that pass? Like your guy's wide open. You just threw that right past him backcourt. Like what is going on? And
yeah.
that was the last we saw of him. So I don't. The thing is we need him because you can't play five guys. I mean, there's
Mm.
six. Devo off the bench. We would play six dudes. Kamani Johnson, maybe. I mean, Musselman's only played seven before. Is Devo your guard sub and Kamani Johnson's your forward sub, and that's just it?
Yeah, dude, that's one of those things that you don't envy a coach about is because I mean, I would feel terrible because you get a guy like, Likes coming in and he's a senior now, and he decided
He
to come here for his last year.
he played a ton at Miami. He was starting like he was
Mm,
playing loads of minutes.
averaging like, did they say he was averaging like 20 points a game or
Yeah,
something silly? Like, I mean,
yeah.
that's a lot. And then, but like right now, I mean, you can just tell they decided they got to be big,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to do it with defense, and they're going to do that by being really long, really athletic, and just
I mean,
smothering
they have
everybody.
Tony playing the shooting guard spot.
Hmm.
He's starting at the shooting guard. It's not Amude, it's Tony. It's Note, Tony, Amude, Wade, and Williams, and that is a long team, dude.
Yeah, and Likes just doesn't fit into it right now. I mean,
Yeah,
you ruin all of that length if you put him out there. And
like
one, he's
like Devo can do it, Kamani
mhm.
Johnson can do it, but yeah, it is tough for him.
Well, and he's not a defensive specialist anyway, and just in I think just in his mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But then I mean, is obviously at a disadvantage physically with his stature. So it's a feel bad. But it's kind of like Connor, like they just don't fit right now with what they're trying to do, and ultimately they're trying to win games.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that would be me as a coach. I'd be putting those guys in 10 minutes a game just because I feel bad because I recruited them. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we don't need Likes. We definitely are so thin at the point guard spot that we have to keep somebody. I mean, because if anybody gets in foul trouble or,
Well,
God
right,
forbid,
yeah,
gets
right.
injured.
I mean, I guess right now Devo's sort of is your backup point guard. If Likes isn't going to take that role,
Hmm. Even Devo's minutes. What I mean, how many minutes did he play? Because they seem like they've
not
gone really down.
they have gone down. What, dude? I mean, your starters played a lot of minutes. Devo played some, but I mean, you had Jalen Williams 36 minutes, Trey Wade 40 minutes, 40.
Oh, Devo played 36 minutes.
No, Jalen Williams played 36.
Oh.
Trey Wade played 40 minutes. That's the whole game. Tony 37 minutes, Note 38 minutes, Stanley Amude 19 minutes, and then Devo played 22.
Hmm. Okay, that sounds better. Yeah.
And then you had Kamani Johnson played 7, and Chris Likes played 1. And so yeah, dude. I mean, you had your starters all Amude, played, Amude and Davis played, split some time or whatever. But
And they honestly both, I mean, that makes sense. Like they both did struggle. Like
mhm.
Devo didn't play amazing. He turned the ball over when he came in, threw some bad passes. Amude
I
didn't
don't know
really
if I would say I
play
don't know if he
bad.
played bad. He just wasn't he didn't show up really. Not that he didn't try or anything. It just wasn't his game. He wasn't able
Yeah,
to
it
get
wasn't.
going.
It was kind of similar with Amude. Like it wasn't like he made a bunch of bad decisions or anything. He just his shots they just
Yeah,
didn't go. They didn't
well,
go down. And
Devo was 0 for 2. Amude was 0 for 4. Neither of them scored. Um, Amude had 2 rebounds and 2 steals. So,
mm,
he had didn't turn the ball over, no turnovers. So it wasn't like he played bad. He just was was didn't do a lot.
mhm.
Davis, he had 2 turnovers, 3 assists, 1 rebound, no point, went 0 for 2. That's not a lot in 22 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, Kamani Johnson came in, had grabbed 3 rebounds, had a block. He's still coming back from an injury and stuff. I do expect his minutes to go up.
Hmm.
I think he's not I think he's
He
100. I think he's 100%. But Musselman said that his conditioning wasn't quite there yet. Like he had, when you're spraining an ankle, you can't be in shape. So he's
Well, he's the guy that has the I mean, he's the other guy on that team that has the body that they're trying
mm,
to go for right now. A long, aggressive, athletic guy that hustles,
yeah.
and so yeah, he's a guy that you can rest Wade or Tony with for a few minutes and not lose a lot.
Yeah, or
Um,
or I mean, honestly, even Jalen, like you gotta have someone to go in there, and he's actually the best guy to go in for Jalen. I think
yeah,
he can fill that spot, and Jalen, I don't think you can play Jalen. Um, I think I'm uncomfortable playing Jalen 38 minutes. That's a
yeah,
lot.
I think he's gonna hurt his foot or his
Yeah,
knees or
it's
something.
just you're just asking for it. Like, I mean, I think you could play him 32 minutes, but I like to see him sit down for 4 minutes a half.
Hmm.
That seems wise. I think he will. When Kamani Johnson can go more. Uh, and of course, the more minutes you play, the more likely you are to accumulate fouls. I mean, you're gonna play like five guys that many minutes. You're gonna end up with some guys with foul trouble. I mean, it's hard to play that many minutes and not have
Hmm.
somebody get in foul trouble. They didn't
Well, yeah,
tonight because there was like no fouls. And I mean, like until
that
Ole
was
Miss
weird, dude.
started fouling on purpose, there was like no fouls. Nobody's in foul trouble.
What was the fastest game? I mean, I texted you, I think, like asking where you were at in the game, and then I realized I wasn't even to the end yet. Like, and I had recorded a little bit of it. I started it about a half an hour late, and so it was 7:45, and I had like 2 minutes left in the game. I'm like, that's the fastest game,
Mm.
you know,
There wasn't a
ever.
lot of stoppage. It was actually a really clean game. There was not a lot of fouling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a lot to say about it either, because, like I said, I mean, it. Nobody played. There was no performance that was unbelievable, and there was no
I
performance
mean,
that
I
was
mean, no,
terrible.
I think it was. I thought Note. It was Note's best performance in a minute. Like not that he's played bad or whatever, but Note got it going. And like
Yeah, he really had that leaner going
yeah.
where he would just get into the
Well,
defense and then
he
just
looked
push it
unstoppable.
up there.
He looked unstoppable. Like he looked like a nightmare to guard. Like he's when the three's going down and the floater's going, he becomes a nightmare because his hesitation dribble, his ability to just get you like moving in directions he wants, because he can. Note is a guy that can score from anywhere when he's
Mm,
got it going, and those guys are just horrific to guard, man. I mean, there was times where that zone would collapse. There were three guys trying to build like using the corner between between the half court and the base and the sideline, and they're trying to like make a trap there. There's three dudes on him. And he's keeping his dribble, and I will say this, props to Muss. We said this. Hey, if the pieces are there, he'll figure it out. And I think he did. I think he did something where he decided that Note was going to have to play point guard, and I think Note that's been the answer, and to go big and say we're
mhm.
gonna be long and we're gonna win on defense and rebounding and so props to us. I think he did. He tried a lot of things, and I think he found what is going to work, and that's what's happened the last 5 games is he's went with that lineup. He hasn't changed it now, and I expect it not to win every game, but I expect us to compete, with that lineup. And if I had to guess, I would say Arkansas is probably going to win enough games to get in the tournament with the changes that Muss has made.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, this SEC, I'm really actually excited about this weekend. I think it'll be fun test to see how good the SEC is. Um, because like, I mean, this last week with, like you just said, I mean, I think, I mean, so Florida,
Ole Miss beats Florida. You had Mississippi State take Kentucky into overtime at Kentucky. You had
Auburn almost lost.
Auburn almost lost to
Again.
Missouri. Alabama fell. By the way, better to be Arkansas than Alabama right now. I mean, Alabama is just falling off a cliff the last month.
Or LSU. I mean,
Yeah.
LSU's lost a bunch of games in a row too. I mean, and it's making it where, though, other than Kentucky and Auburn, those lead records are piling up in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's what we've been saying the whole time. It's gonna.
You can have a ton of 500 teams in conference.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the fact that the Hogs are now five. I mean, have won five in a row is amazing. That LSU win was so big to the difference between going down 0-4 and actually being able to get a conference win notched in, and then just be able to use that momentum and roll through here. I mean, that was season altering game right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And I think that like there's other things that happened too. I mean Jalen was great last year and he was really good the start of this year, but he's been so pivotal in figuring it out on this win streak. I mean, he's played differently down this stretch. You know, he was a
Mhm.
good passer and like a super unselfish guy, and obviously someone that he was good at drawing charges. He was always good at those things. By the way, like this dude's drawing like 2-3 charges every game. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Uh, I mean, is that just what he's going to do every game? Is he just going to get 3 charges every single game? That's what's that's what's going to happen
I
at
guess so.
6'10". That's insane. But he's really been. I actually think that, and I didn't see this coming because I think that we knew that Note was Batman, and we were trying to Amude had some games like, hey, is Amude going to be the Robin to Note? Like, who's the other guy?
Mhm.
Going to be. Turns out it's Jalen Williams, and not just like he's going to like be second in the team in scoring or something, which he might be, but uh he is the next most important piece. I mean, this is you got to have Note and Jalen doing what they're doing. And one of the big changes, besides putting the ball in Note's hands at the point guard, is the play of Jalen Williams. What he's doing in the last down this stretch has really played a huge role and made a huge difference in what this team is doing. And right now he looks like a dude who's going to be like all SEC first team at the start of next season. He's going to be a preseason All SEC player. That's what Jalen Williams looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, and really Note has, I mean, just in this little run, in the beginning of the year, it was definitely it seemed like Muss just didn't believe that Note could be a lone point guard out there. And excuse me.
Well, and you
he
want him moving around and you're trying to get him open shots. You're like, I don't want my best scorer to have to be have to run the offense. That's not what you want.
Right, and he was definitely trying to make likes,
Or Devo
something,
started with
and
Devo.
Devo something, and it's just come down to no, it's going to be Note and a bunch of big guys, and he's just going to have to be the captain, and so far so good. I mean, this
Yeah, this
season,
is sound weird because I don't know JT Note, but I'm proud. I'm actually really proud of him. Like, if you look at the progression of early Note when he first got here, and always shot hunting, shot selection was terrible, and he still throws up a shot every once in a while. But honestly, like I don't mind. Like it's pretty rare for him to take a shot that I just think is terrible. Like I mean, he takes some shots at the end of the shot clock, which I mean, what are you going to do? But
right.
um, I'm really, I mean, I'm really proud of the way that he's developed. I think he's really become a more than just a great scorer. He was always able to score the ball, but he is a well-rounded basketball player. I mean, he's a great defender. He's making good passes. He's become a good passer. Um, he seems like he's understood like how much attention he can draw when the ball is in his hands and how to get other people involved. And it's been huge, man. I mean Arkansas had to have it, and he really
Hmm.
does seem like he embraced that role, and good for him, man. That's he was willing to adapt his game, and that says a lot about him. So kudos to Note for that.
Yeah, and I mean, this team, this whole season is still it's a tense season to be a fan of because this team is definitely unorthodox and it just one injury away from just
Yeah.
having your season devastated, but and you don't have that feeling like you did back when you had Moody and stuff, where you're like, you kind of feel pretty good going into the tournament, like, hey, we're gonna make some noise here potentially. This team is, you just don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? And it makes it kind of exciting. When we were saying this earlier, but every game, it feels like, this is the most relaxed game they've had,
Mhm.
where it was like after 10 minutes you felt pretty good about their chances, and then you didn't even have to worry about it in the last 10 minutes, really.
Maybe other than the
But
Missouri game where you're just like, what's going on right now?
yeah, that one, which was the other thing. Um but it feels like this team is going to be, they I'm not satisfied or anywhere like, oh, okay, we've got it figured out, we're definitely going to keep winning in conference. Like that A&M game, like these are coming down to nail biting plays, just a shot here and there. And with what we've seen from Missouri doing, like we just talked about, with everybody potentially beating everybody else, this team could lose 4 in a row easily. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And but they could also win 8 in a row. So like they're all
Yep.
going to come down to close, exciting games, I think, or at least the majority of them are.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I'm really excited for Saturday. West Virginia coming to Fayetteville. I think if you wanted to have a game that like solidly puts you in the NCAA tournament, I think they'll probably, in most people's mind, be in after this game. They'll probably be, last 4 in, that kind of thing. But it'd be nice to get a win against a Big 12 team. Get another good quad 1 non-conference win. Let's go together. I love that Kansas State is playing well. That's turned out to be a really good win. And
Mhm.
so Arkansas's got some good wins. And I think that you can go back to the losses, and if you look at them and you say, okay, what happened at these losses? Well, you had Note out with COVID, and we can't win with Note. Note can't have COVID. Okay, that won't work for us. So you kind of have to throw that game away, in the sense of like, I don't know if, obviously it counts against the record, but you're like, I don't even know what that game looks like if Note plays.
Right.
Um, you had the game against Vanderbilt. Note was just coming back off COVID and was not himself. And so
And that game was literally just one play, one direct. That was what we've been talking about. That's the coin flip where
yeah.
somebody makes one shot on the
Mhm.
other side, and it's
You have
just
the
that's
yeah yeah you have the A&M game. You have a chance to win. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is that um, other than the A&M game, which I think that's just like a straight you lost at
and
A&M, but that's
and
fine.
Mississippi
A&M's good.
Mississippi State beat us
Well, we didn't
pretty
have Note.
fairly.
There's no Note in that
Oh,
game,
right,
so
that's true. That's what you just
I
said. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with that game.
Yeah.
You're missing your point guard, your leading scorer, your best on ball defender. Like you got a lot of problems when you don't have Note in that game. That a more you don't have an offense if
Mhm.
Note doesn't play, and um, so I guess the encouraging part, and we hadn't figured it out. We're still tweaking the lineups and stuff, and so it does seem that with Note, and especially with Note at the starting spot, at the starting point guard spot, with this other lineup, looks good, man. They're not blowing teams out. This was a pretty solid win. They blew Missouri out, obviously, um, but this seems to be working, and this is why you gotta hang on to the must bus, and you gotta just believe that, like, this freaking guy, if and we said it before, you know, if the ingredients are there, he's gonna figure out how to make something. Now maybe they're just not there, and he can't figure it. There's nothing to make, but it does seem like there was some ingredients there, and I think he has made something interesting. And my hope is that, like, this kid's better and better, because they haven't been doing this that long. I'm like, this seems like there's an opportunity for this to actually improve.
Well, sure, for sure, and even their shooting, like they're starting from a low spot, so like they can
Yeah.
they can definitely improve. all of them, and with the way they shoot threes, with the way they shoot jump shots. There's definitely room for growth. So hopefully, if that happens, then you might actually be able to have this be a pretty good year.
Yeah.
It's going to
All
be
right, man.
interesting. All
Well,
right, dude.
cool. Well, I'm excited for Saturday. Let's have West Virginia come in here, and let's hope that we can hold serve at Bud and get that win, and then got a couple more games on that part of the schedule that I think, like I said, so we're 5-0. I think I think we got 3 games left. It is time to extend the winning streak to 8 games. It's hard to do. I know we have now extended it to 5. I need 8 for me to feel good about the back part of the schedule. So I need that win at home against West Virginia. I need that win on the road versus Georgia. I need that win at home against Mississippi State before Auburn comes down. I need an 8-game winning streak going into Bruce Pearl bringing himself into Bud Walton Arena. I need to be on an 8-game winning streak. That game on ESPN at a great time slot. That's what I need. And I will be, but I'm not bummed, not upset. Doesn't mean that we're not, gonna have a good year, but ideally, that's what you would have, and Arkansas will be at that. If that's the case, Arkansas at that point, I believe, would be ranked, and you really have something to look forward to on that Tuesday night. So let's get 3 more, and we got to win 2 at home and 1 at Georgia. We can do this.
I'm here for it.
All right, man. We'll see you on Saturday.
I did. See ya.